Welcome to hole number 1 of the open tournament. Playing here with a Quasar and an extra mile on this par 4. Setting up 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin. That blue ring just touching the rough at the top and on the left there. And that second bounce is just nicely down the middle of the fairway. You might have noticed the headwind here. So we still make the clean adjustment here. Just a couple of rings into this 3.8 wind. Not even, but just close. And a little bit of left curl here. You'll notice just kind of inside the ring there, just helps to keep this one down the middle so that we can have a nice clean second shot. Now, second shot here, we're playing it with a short iron. You can play whatever short iron you like. Depending, well, that's not exactly true. You might need a tiny bit of topspin here depending on the wind. So keep that in mind. But strong headwind here, playing nicely. You could backspin this shot. You could do a few different things. But I do decide to go with a fairly direct rough bump. And I have to say, guys, I really like the new hole positions here. I think it works out really, really well. I end up going with about 0.2 bars of topspin here. You'll see how I actually bring this down right about now. About 0.2 left. Take that away, maybe 0.2 left, 0.2 top. So just a tiny little bit to get this one out through this wind. Depending on the wind, remember, if this is a strong tailwind, you're going to have to use a little bit different setup. So just kind of giving you the idea, giving you the path, and, just trying to help us all bring this one home. I hope you have a great tournament. I hope you get those booms. Come on, baby. Get in the hole. Welcome to hole number 2. This is our first par 3. Now, I'm playing this shot at 20% medium distance. And I think this rough bump is going to be the way most players are go. I set this one up with 1.8 bars of top spin and 0.5 bars of left spin. And I do have that top of that red ring touching the top of the rough. Now, the mistake that I make here, I believe, is that I pull back down into this reasonably steep bunker, and I didn't really acknowledge how steep it is. It felt like it was a little bit shallow, but when I kind of looked back over the footage again, I realized that it's a decent drop here. So I probably should have pushed this one up approximately half to 1 ring, depending on the wind, of course. But otherwise, I think this is a great path here. Hit this rough, roll it onto this beautiful new hole position. It's not like we missed by a ton. All right, hole number 3. This first par 5 is pretty difficult. I'm playing here with an extra mile and a Quasar. Now, I actually decide to step it up here to the Titan ball because, there's a lot of distance to cover on the second shot. So 4.5 top, 2 left, and I'm really just aiming between these sort of narrow fairway rough protrusions, if you will. 10% max here. Like I said, 4.5 top, 2 left, and you'll just see that second rough sticking out. I just aim to be just slightly to the left of that. Now, the wind direction matters greatly. The level of your clubs and the size of the ball that you're willing to commit here. We can definitely get to this green in 2 with ideal tailwind situations, so keep that in mind. There's going to be some chances for albatross here, absolutely, but for the typical rookie player, this is going to be get that eagle and just get out of here. Second shot, I'm going to play this one with the sniper because I'm just going to lay it up. Now, with the big dog, you probably could get this one to the green, but it's still a dangerous play, and that's why I'm showing you this here. 2 top, 2 right, 10% max, and that's top because it's into headwind. And depending how you decide to play this hole, just keep it in mind. This one can be a bit of a challenge here. So I get it up here clean and easy so that I can give myself the third shot with the end bringer. Now, I like my chances with my wedge. It all depends on what you're comfortable with. If you don't get much more distance on your drive, you could have to play this shot with a thorn, which isn't a bad thing. It's not like, oh my, can't make it. You definitely can. But I think with the new hole position, once again, we actually have a better shot at it. I know the cool thing to do is to play Demic, but I'm loving it. I think they've done a really good job in rejigging these holes, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm following the 20% end bringer rule here, and it's roughly max distance from this position. So nice and clean. It's not going to be in the nose, but you need to hit perfect. Okay, keep that in mind, and just do it. Okay, let's get it, baby. Get in the hole. We'll see you at number 4. Hole number 4 here. This is an interesting one. Just ignore the ball. I kind of didn't notice for a bit there. I thought I had my Quasar in, but you can definitely use 4.5 top, 2 left with your Quasar and your Goliath club here. Now, take careful note of the ball guide and how it's rolling over the fringe. I really believe that this is going to be the play here. You're setting it up with the yellow ring just about touching the fringe and the ball guide running through the fringe. And what that does using a considerable amount of topspin is it allows us to kind of control this ball. Where we've got that little center wiggle point that we used to always have, that funnel has certainly changed. Maybe with a different spin set we could get there, but this one looks like it's going to be the play to me. Good luck on hole number 4. Hole number 5, par 4 here. Now with rookie clubs and moderate winds, I'm actually going to lay this one up nicely. 4.5 back and 1 left. Notice how I pull it back with now have the red rings just about touching the rough on both sides, and I've got that ball guide directly down the middle of the fairway. I brought the katana ball here just to have some sort of room to work with spin around the green, considering I was used to the old hole position. However, this was my very first attempt playing this hole from the front tee, so I think you're going to see the second shot and you just might approve. So getting it up here nicely, laying it up if you will, but I think that's just fine. Second shot, then you're going to see we're playing with the Hornet, and I'm not using any spin at all. We do play around with it a little bit, you know, but I do determine we are certainly at maximum distance. Now, because of this headwind looking a little ugly, and look how nice this new hole position is. It gives us room to work with instead of it being so close to the fringe. Like, I just love it. I think these new hole positions are absolutely amazing. I actually think they took this course from being super tough to just being like mostly tough. So there you go, 15% max, no spin. Bouncing before the fringe here is where I found this little spot of consistency. I may have given it away already, but this one turned out pretty darn good. So doesn't matter what short iron you play, really, as long as you're used to it and you know how to hit perfect, baby. Get in the hole, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel for more Golf Clash content. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the par 5 6th hole. Here I'm setting it up with a Zerk and a big topper, trying to get as much distance as possible. But notice how I pull it back so that I have that second bounce about a ring or a green square before the rough at the end. That's because with the distance of my clubs, I was having a hard time getting this one over there, and really I'm just looking to get an eagle on this hole. So I set it up here with that big topper, level 4 max top spin, and I'm gonna go no overpower here, no push up, because that second bounce is so close to the rough. If you mess around, you're going to put this one into the hazard and the eagle is gone. So nice clean drive there, no funny business. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and you're going to notice we still just clip and roll, but we're just about halfway through the second fairway. It'll work out just fine. Second shot, you got to bring a long, strong club. I'm bringing the big dog, baby. We're stretching this one out. I end up using like 5 to 6 bars of topspin is what I'm going to recommend here. 2 bars of right spin. As you can see, direct tailwind, so I just stretch it straight out. Got to have the blue ring touching the right rough here by the time I kind of make my mind up, you'll see, as we move over, and well, halfway in the blue. So then max OP, max right curl. We got to grip it, rip it, and try to hit perfect here. Slight grate, I believe, yes, is going to be just fine. The idea here is that it's a long hole, and if you've got these kind of lower level clubs, and these are medium level, I would honestly say, it's still going to be very, very challenging. So just take some practice shots and just work it out. Third shot here, playing with the wedge always gives us a good opportunity. Just about 60 to 70% here. I have 20% mid. It just depends on the distance of your shot and where your ball and club lie. No spin. I was tempted, but I do bounce here on the fringe, and you're going to see how I'm going to use the system. 60%, 58. It's 60 that I actually pull. And you're going to make your clean adjustment here. I don't like that we have 2 par 5s that have 3 shots, but that's just the way it goes when you're playing it from the front tees. We don't have massive wind to send it on every hole, so people hate on rookie, but I'm telling you, it is a different ball game, and it is very, very difficult to get those drops. So eagle on 6 is going to keep you level with the field, if not ahead of many other players. Hole number 7, and I do think this rough bump is going to turn out to be the favorite way to play. As you can see with direct headwind, you can bounce on that first fairway. I tried it. It's okay. But this rough bump down here seems to work out pretty darn nicely. I've got the top of that yellow ring touching the top of the rough, and I'm setting this one up at 20% max. Now, you can see as far as rookie goes, this is a little bit of a strong wind, and I'm not using any side spin. Definitely could bring a navigator here to get that wind down a little bit more. And nothing really going here. You got to hit perfect, and I think this rough bump is going to be a really, really nice option. So set it up, hit it cleanly, and you'll notice that we just a bit outside, probably 15% here would have been the perfect number in this win. Hole number 8. This one is nostalgic for me for some reason here. I think this is almost a must drop. Top of the red ring there by the top of the rough. 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin here. Adjust this shot at 10% max. Now notice the direction of the wind. My second shot will have a nice tailwind, so that's why I'm playing it on the right. I never ended up getting a left to right wind, but if that's the case, I would play basically exactly the same way, but on the left-hand side. So no overpower, no curl, no nonsense, just clean, easy, perfect ball down the middle here is exactly what I would recommend. Clean bounce over the water, get some good distance here, but we're not trying to push for anything crazy. Second shot here, very, very manageable. And again, you can play the second shot with the thorn, no big deal, but we're checking it out. There's the max. There's the min. We're like, mostly mid here. Should work just fine, especially with a 2.6 win. Now, you see I'm trying the rough bump, but it's not going to be the play here. What we're actually going to do is 2 bars of backspin, just like that, and we're going to line this one up pointed at the hole. I've played this shot so many times, 10% mid. I had no doubt in my mind. This is the second hole of this video that I only practiced one time. But I mean, you know, if you get the ball in the hole, that's what you got to do, right? This is just a classic hole. And so for some of you who haven't played this course, you should subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my future Golf Clash content. Always playing the tournaments live. 9-hole tournaments. I do make free notes for pro. And don't forget to check erelicgaming.com. I got rookie notes up there for you too. Hole number 9, this is another example of why the rookies are mostly looking to get those eagles on the par 5s and get out of here. 2.5 top, 2 left. We got the extra mile and a tightened ball. Red ring touching the rough on the left to keep it safe in case of accidental great shots. Get that second bounce over the water, past the rough onto the final, the next fairway. Don't use too much topspin here and don't go too crazy with the curl. Just keep it under 3 topspin almost in all situations and just cleanly over. Not a lot of room to work with here. And if you go too aggressively, you will find that bunker to be very, very inviting. Second shot, you can bring the big dog or the horizon. I like the horizon. If you brought a P5 ball here, it's a good Albi opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going 6.8 top, 0.5 bars of right spin, and I'm just trying to get this one there. I think if I had pushed this one up about 1 ring after my adjustment here, we would have actually had a serious run at Albatross. So this is the kind of one where if you're willing to use a little bit more powerful equipment, there's some opportunities here. But all around, I kept this video to have cheap balls for everybody. Good luck in this tournament. It's all in good fun. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to seeing you guys in this stream. Good luck in the tournament.